Hey everybody, this is Muffin with the Daily Biker Podcast. Just here to let y'all know the opinions and ideas expressed in this show are those of the hosts and their guests, not to be confused with their partners and sponsors. Now, let's get it on.
Hey guys, this is Sean from the Bikes and Beards YouTube channel, and you guys are listening to the Daily Biker Podcast. You're gonna love it.
It's just, nobody really makes anything for them just yet that I've been able to find, and I don't know, it just takes a little while.
Well,
you have to be good at fabricating shit.
Yeah, I mean but that's the thing he's been talking about is like nobody makes stuff, so he's been fabricating but I think it was more like fabricating the front end of the motorcycle because he's running like some sort of like race tech like spring kit or something. I don't know.
Is it the gold valves emulators?
I don't know.
I'll have to watch it.
The latest video, full length video, he does the front end. But he talks about like the seat, like Harley's the only one that has a seat for it.
For sure. That seat's pretty cool though. The little step up seat.
He put the rear shocks are off of a Dyna.
Okay.
He just put Dyna piggyback legends on it.
Okay.
He fabricated setup for a headlight so he can run
the little eyebrow.
Well, but he's running a Baja Designs light on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it goes underneath the riser bolts or between.
And then he modified this is not something the average person would do. He modified the steering stop.
See, I want to do that so that I can mess around with a Sportster S. Because I really want to put the 39 mil front end on the Sportster S and put some mids on it and just that's it.
So, what is on a Nicer? Is that a 39?
Yeah. So it would be, in a way, easy. You just take the whole front subframe off and put it on there. Catch is the VIN. So, in theory, you could do it really fast, sort of, at least as far as I can calculate without looking at it.
Would you even have to change the front subframe? Or do you think because the rake and stuff?
I don't know. I can't really speak on that accurately, but specifically what I noticed immediately is the fork stock setup from...
Yeah, he shapes his. You need to go just watch all his videos that he's done on the Nightster.
For sure.
It might really start to inspire you.
Dude, I know, people have been popping them out. Did you see the one, it was at, maybe Born Free or something. No, it wasn't Born Free. I think it was a hand-built show.
Well, right after the Nightster came out, they had a collection. Yeah, the all-metal one.
Yeah, it's all...
So that was one of the ones that they did when they first released the Nightster, and they did however they phrased it, the instrument of inspiration or something like that. Because they also had that chopper builder in Tokyo. He's built one.
The little dirt track, street track looking one.
Yeah.
Where the tank and the tail's all one piece.
Those
my favorite
the
one.
German people. I don't think it was Hardcore Cycle, but it's another German custom shop. They did one. So, but I guess I should do this part. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Daily Biker Podcast. My name is Marcus and I'm your clueless leader. Today we're going to go on a learning journey, and I think it will very much be a learning journey for a lot of you. I do have Miss Muffin.
Hey y'all.
And special co-host guest for this episode, and we'll be on the next one too, which reminds me I got that part of that straightened out for next episode. Anyways, I have Ryan.
Hey y'all.
As y'all know, Daniel is on the road. He said, I can't take this anymore, and he just got on his motorcycle and left.
He just left?
Sturgis, brother.
Hell yeah, brother.
Hell
He's
yeah,
going
brother.
on a Beamer, though.
That's cool.
So, but yeah, so Ryan and I, when was the Softail Springer conversation? When did that take place?
When we had 3 of them at our shop at the same time.
Yeah, but
And
what was
I
that,
was working
3
on
weeks ago?
Yeah, probably 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks ago, maybe.
And we started having a conversation because I have a very weird skill of knowing a lot about Harley Davidson without being like, I know that sounds bad saying I have that skill. I'm not a mechanic or anything like that. So, it's a huge passion for me, but to have the level of knowledge that I know surpasses some mechanics and stuff like that.
Myself included.
And my knowledge, though, is general knowledge, not...
It's nerd shit.
Yeah, it's the nerd shit. That's a good way to say it. So we started talking about, we've got a couple episodes we're going to do, but this first one we're going to do, we're going to talk about everybody's favorite childhood snack.
Oof.
Alphabet soup.
Oh, okay.
No.
Did I lose you?
Nice segue.
So, alphabet soup. For those of you listening to this that don't understand or don't know what the term alphabet soup means when we're talking about motorcycles, it is the nomenclature that the manufacturers and dealers use for motorcycle. I think everybody, for the most part, that has ever owned a Japanese sport bike understands some sort of alphabet soup when it comes to those things.
Are they typically in the title with those? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, like GSX 600R, GSX 750R. That's
so those are just the designators, and they just put them right out there.
They just put it right out
They
there.
don't give them silly names all that often.
But at the same time, like a RC 51 also had another thing. But Honda's been pretty decent about naming their bikes whatever it is.
True.
But people have heard me and Daniel talk about a Suzuki Savage, but then they've also heard us talk about a Suzuki S40, which is the same motorcycle. They dropped the name Savage and just kept calling it a S40, which it was a S40 before when it was a Savage. But Harley is the biggest about that, and anybody that's ever looked at a pack of parts and went, what Harley does this fit? 90% of the time, you still go, I don't know what it fits.
Model designators, yeah.
So
We were just talking about the Nightster. Yeah. What's the Nightster?
So the Nightster
Designator.
and Sportster S are both RH.
Correct. And I don't know what those mean, honestly.
I would guess that the R stands for Revolutionary Max.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the Pan America is also an R, but it's RA.
For adventure, probably.
Well, it's either adventure or the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That could go either way.
But, I mean, I do like saying adventure. And then you just say H for highway.
Sure.
So
Sure. And then typically it's the displacement
yes.
in the Sportster family. The big twins don't usually do that.
Yeah, so Sportster pre-Revolutionary Max were all XLs. It did not matter from 1955,
Yeah, the
53.
XLCH.
something, whenever the Sportster started until 2022, right? 23.
23, I believe. I'm really
The
bad.
very last traditional Sportster, we'll call it, were all XL.
Either 883 or 1200 or 1000 if you're
Right.
an early model.
But they did throw some other ones in there, and they've been known to throw things in there that baffle me.
With Sportsters or just all of them?
Well, all of them, but Sportsters are the worst about it.
The N designator? Like
Yeah.
C,
You
S,
knew what I was...
X, yeah.
So, so C to me would be a custom.
Which it is. Sportster Custom.
An X is a 48.
Correct.
I don't know why it's an X though.
I don't either.
And an N is an iron, and the only thing I could think of really being an iron is because iron, the N at the end of iron, but it still doesn't make sense to me being an iron or being an N.
But is the 1200 N is the Nightster? Maybe it's just still considered a Nightster with the 883, even though they call it an iron. I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Well, the Nightster was an iron, though. I thought it was a Nightster iron.
I think when they initially came out with the flat black iron and Nightster Sportster kind of reimagined, it was the Nightster designated the 1200 and the iron was the 883. And then they kind of, because with the NS is the iron.
I mean, every iron that I see is an 883 it's.
Isn't the 1200 NS though, the one with the mini apes and the little fairing, isn't that considered an iron 1200 now?
I think so, but like that black one we have with the red, white, and blue retro paint, it was sitting by Miss Renee's area forever. It's got the mini apes, the little fairing and everything. I thought it was an 883. It might have been a 1200 though.
Yeah, I don't know, but they kind of intermixed the iron, I think, in the 1200 displacement later on. But so that maybe is why they called it the 883N. And then you have the S for the Sportster Sport, which came with adjustable suspension, the piggybacks in the back, and dual disc.
So would that be that?
And that's it was 4 plugs also.
That's the 1200, right?
So it would have been an XL 1200S was the Sportster S. The original version of the Sportster Sport, not the new Rev Max.
No, I'm thinking the one that Sammy had. The one that everybody just calls an XR.
That's an XR. That actually is an XR 1200.
Okay.
So that's different in a lot of different ways.
But an XR is not a traditional Sportster because you had like an XR 750, which was a Sportster
platform.
But it was the race bike.
Yeah, which I think is why it's an XR, not an XL. The Sportster Sport, I don't remember the years that it was available, but it's Evo era. It came.
You mean the Evo Big Twin era?
No, Evo Sportster, and also I will die on this hill. Evo Sportster ends at 2003. 2004 and later is rubber mount, and I will never call them.
Well, if you talk to like the diehard Sportster guys, though, no. I'm saying I'm agreeing with you. The diehard Sportster guys, like Chuck, Chuck that builds the scramblers and stuff like that. He refers to the later model Sportsters as rubber mounts.
Yeah.
He doesn't refer to them as Evo or anything like that. He just he talks about Sportsters, and then if you start talking about 04 newer, he just calls them rubber mounts.
Right. Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't have 3 rocker box pieces, it's not even though you can put them on the later ones, I believe. Anyhow, I digress. During the 3 rocker box era, 03 and earlier, post Ironhead, they had the Sportster S, which had cartridge, adjustable front suspension, piggyback rear suspension, had 4 plug heads, and it was like the sporty one.
You know what's so funny about the Ironhead, though? I meet so many Sportster guys, and they're like, I got an Ironhead. And I'm like, I'm so sorry.
I've never owned an Ironhead, but I do think they're very cool in history, and just they look cool. They look like the Ironhead is probably the coolest looking iron. Or
if you were to ever build a Sportster chopper, like a cool Sportster chopper, it needs to be an Ironhead.
Turd of an Ironhead that always goes.
But the thing is like, I think Ironheads were just so finicky and so prone to leaking oil.
Yeah, I mean,
but I think
technology of the day too. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say I think it's an era thing because the big twins from that era were finicky and prone to leaking oil as well.
Yeah. There's so many people nowadays, though, I'm sure, that have, figured out how to clean up all that stuff by modern machining wherever possible. And, people make cases and all kinds of crazy stuff. So
yeah, who was it? I think it was S&S was making a 100 cubic inch Sportster motor for a while there.
I think you can still buy it from them. That's an Evo style, I believe.
Yeah.
Or more. Yeah, I believe that's an Evo style.
Does that fit like a traditional Sportster frame, or is that designed for more of a race bike?
To be honest, I don't know.
Because that would be a wicked Sportster.
Yeah, it's a hefty chunk of change as well. But yeah, the Sportster designators are pretty easy. The rest of them is where it gets tricky with the big twins because you have all the other families. And once you figure it out, it's pretty easy. But
yeah, well, once you start understanding that everything has a place, and honestly, a lot of times where it falls in that line also helps designate it. Now, when they went to Milwaukee 8 for Softail, they kind of started messing with you a little bit.
For sure. Technically speaking, they brought back the FXR.
Technically speaking, they did bring back FXR because the Diablo.
It's the same designator as a lowrider.
Yeah.
A lowrider FXR.
Right. It is a lowrider ST, but it is a FXRL ST and not a FXLR ST.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So it's but starting with that, FX. I guess the easiest way to say this for all the big twins, FX should mean, because there's a couple few and far between. FX should mean narrow front end, and FL should mean fat front end.
I believe it technically designates 21-inch front wheel and 16-inch front wheel. I think FL initially was 16-inch front
Quite
wheel,
possibly.
and FX was 21.
I mean, did the original Dyna, were those and FXRs? I mean...
So not in the FXR family. In the Softail family, though, if you had, say, like an FXST, that's Softail standard.
Right.
And it came, the FX designated 21-inch front wheel. Same with Springers.
Yeah.
A 21-inch Springer is a FX, and a FL Springer is a 16-inch wheel.
But in today's world, FX is, as I tell people simply, FX is skinny front tire, FL is fat front tire.
Yeah. Because they change wheel sizes, like with the touring especially, an FLHX now doesn't always have a 16. Sometimes they come from the factory with a 21 or a 19 commonly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they've kind of gone away from that in some ways, but it used to be a way to tell, I can only assume maybe for assembly line and parts fiche. Yeah,
so with the FX, I mean, for the most part, like if you're looking at documentation, you see something that says that just starts with the FX.
I'll put the 21-inch front wheel on this one.
Well, you're immediately looking for, a Softail standard, street bob, Dyna of some sort.
Oh yeah, because the Dynas are also.
All the Dynas. Well, I say all the Dynas. I don't know about the...
I don't think there's any no, there's the FLD.
Yeah, I was about to say the FLD is the only Dyna that I know of right offhand.
But has like a Softail sort of fat boy front end on it, so that's why they went with that.
Which the FLD is the... I'm trying to remember the actual name of it, not call it what I call it.
Oh, yeah, I can't remember. I always remember just...
it's switchback.
Yeah, Dyna switchback.
Yeah. I try not to be mean to anybody that has one.
Honestly, I've seen them hooked up, and
well, there's the guy that comes to the shop that has one with the FXRT fairing on it and stuff like that. Cool custom panel paint.
You lost me.
I know you're not into that stuff, but I'm saying
you lost me. But cool for sure. But you lost me. The FLD has potential, but definitely not my favorite out of the box.
So, but like. Some people to say, and that's where you're talking about with the tire size or the wheel size, not necessarily the wide or the narrow, because the wide Glide, which has wide trees on it, but it has a 21, it's still an FX, but they denote it with a WG.
Yep. To also let you know that it is the widest of Glides.
But for...
Because it's the only Dyna that had the wide trees on it.
But for Dyna, if the third letter is a D, it is a Dyna.
I'll agree with that.
I've never seen a Dyna that the third letter is not a D.
Yeah, me either. Not that I can think of. So that's got to be.
I mean, even going back. I mean, with like FLDEs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean,
that era is kind of foreign to me.
I mean, going back, FLDE should be a Super Glide electric start.
Okay. Yep.
Because E would stand for electric start.
Yep.
And if you're looking at a bike that is a early to mid 2000s and it has an I in it, that means it's fuel injected.
Yeah.
They dropped the I once everything became standard fuel injection.
So it's interesting that they do that throughout the eras of.
Yeah,
like
well,
when
it's
they
like the
Kickstart,
special.
They introduce an electric start. It gets a special name. I mean,
Yeah.
the Screaming Eagle bikes. We know.
Yeah,
CVOs.
anything you ever see that has SE at the end, it is a CVO or a Screaming Eagle bike, no matter what nomenclature it has on there.
Yep.
But they've done stuff too, like the FLSTN. So most people would go, if you are paying attention enough, you go FL, fat front end, ST. Okay, so ST means soft tail, just to clarify, on twin cam. That's twin cam earlier only, soft tail ST, unless it is a new soft tail standard.
Is the new Softail standard FLST or is it FX?
Or I mean ST. I mean not the FL part, but the ST.
Oh right.
When they went
Yeah, 'cause
Milwaukee 8, they dropped ST except for the standards.
Right.
The standards, a standard Softail is still FXST.
Right.
That's what it has been. It's what it still is. It's still FXST because there's no need to change that.
Softail standard. It's a
But-
staple bike.
So like going and you say, so like I said, FL being fat front end, so you have a FLST. Well, then you'd go fat front end, soft tail. Well, then you have your last, or getting into it to let you know what it is. So the C for the Heritage Custom or Heritage Classic, and let's say
FLSTN is a deluxe, which
an
means
N,
nostalgia.
Yeah, nostalgia for that because in 1993 they did the Mooglide that everybody calls it the Mooglide, but the name of the bike is not actually a Mooglide. The name of the bike is a Nostalgia. So, and that was officially the first deluxe for deluxe people. Although you didn't have a deluxe until I think 2005.
When
When the deluxe name actually came about.
that sounds about right.
So,
That sounds about right. So then the Springers get interesting too, though.
well, and we had that conversation
all kinda started.
that's what made me mad. And we were talking about Springers and we were talking about FLST. So once again, fat front end, soft tail, S. So FLSTS would be a fat front end Springer soft tail. And then an FLSTC. Well, what was the Heritage Springer? Was it a FLSTCS?
See, the Springers I'm bad at, honestly.
S at the end for years
Meant Springer.
meant Springer.
Unless it was a Sportster S.
Unless it was a Sportster because they didn't make a Springer Sportster. But at some point in time in the late 2000s, mid to later 2000s, Springer went away.
Yep.
And then the mid 2010s, they brought out the, go that way, buddy. They brought out specials.
Yes.
Because you had Donna's Lowrider special. I mean,
Lowrider.
not a special, but it was a special.
Lowrider S.
And of course, Road Glide, Road King, and Street Glide specials.
Yeah,
14, started 14.
S. Yep.
So they took the S that they were no longer using, put it on the end for special.
Yep.
So,
So special.
but they started with the Milwaukee 8 Softails. They started putting in whatever the bike is as the third letter. So like how Donna's forever, the third letter was a D, designating it was a Donna. Just like FXR, it was the R was the third letter, and that designated that it was a FXR platform. That's what frame chassis it was, whatever you want to call it. So they started doing that. So now it's like the Deluxe was a FLD. The Milwaukee
Yep.
8 Deluxe was a FLD.
Yep.
Actually, I think they said it was a DE.
Yeah, FLDE.
Yeah. The Heritage now is a FLCS, I think. I don't know why they're using the S because there's no such thing as a standard Heritage. They're all special.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm wondering when specials going away. I mean, I'm not saying specials are going away. I'm just saying they don't. No, everything now is a special.
So they're all special. So does that make
Think about
any
it.
of
They're all
them
special.
Think about it.
So you can still get a can you still get a standard bagger or no? Like a Batwing standard?
One level bagger.
And it's the special?
It's well,
Like, can
what
you
made
order-
the special a special is standard now.
So what's next? So you just got specials and CVOs. And
Well,
one
I mean-
Softail standard.
But that's the thing. Like before, it was big radio, ABS, and security
Right.
Yeah.
is what made a special special
Right.
for baggers. That's just standard equipment now. Like the new baggers just end with an X. They don't put an S on the end of them.
Yeah, the 24 liters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just put an X.
Yep.
Which the X for on a bagger means it's like the sporty version.
Right.
So,
FLHX,
which starts in
FLTRX.
2006 or 2007. I can't remember the very first Street Glide, which was the first thing to get it. So that was a FL. So, and I guess go to that, all baggers.
Trikes too,
Uh,
for the most part, I believe.
should be FLH. Okay.
Or FLT.
Well, that's what I was about to say. The Road Glide, as we currently know it now, is called a FLT because it is not based on the same
Fairing platform.
design as a FLH. Because at one point in time, an FLH, you had no fairing, and a tour pack. There you go. Then when they started doing it a little different, they started doing FLHT, which meant that it was a Batwing fairing touring bike. FLHT was a electric glide standard.
Yes.
And then they went to FLHTC, which was an electric glide classic, which came with a tour pack, but no radio on the tour pack, but a radio up front. And FLHTCU, which was an ultra classic tour pack, radio all the way around. So
Yeah, those the long touring ones. I can remember like what bike it is, but I couldn't tell you why for a lot of them. Other than the initial designator.
yeah, and then road glides, like I said, as we know it now, used to be called a tour glide. So they kept that bike separate. So that's why it has the T as a third designation. If you ever see a T as a third designation, it means it is a shark nose fairing,
Yep.
aka a road glide.
FLT.
So FLH, Batwing, FLT, shark nose, road glide, whatever you want to call it. So, but FLHX and FLTX are the new, is the nomenclature for 24 street glide and road glide.
Yep. Yep. And then SE obviously still means CVO.
Yeah, so SE means CVO. And before, like my bike is a FLHXS, which meant in 2017 they made it a street glide as a special.
Yep. And then we got the XG Street
Yeah. Well, even on the baggers though, you got TG.
for Tri-Glide.
TG for Tri-Glide.
Yeah.
FLTRT.
That's the Road Glide 3.
That's RG3.
And then what's the
FLRT.
yeah. What is that thing called? I always want to call it the Road King truck.
It's a freewheeler.
Freewheeler.
Oh,
yes.
But FLR, see, that was something they changed later. That's a like a 90s change. Road King.
Oh, yeah. Road King. Forgot about
They've started getting very much where they're putting
FLHR.
what is, and I'm just now realizing that, what is the bike is the third letter. So, because Road Kings are FLHR, like an FLHR XS is what we have now.
Mm-hmm.
The Road King special is the only thing that's a special anymore.
We used to have like Road King Classic, right? Is the one with the little chrome fairings on
an
it?
FLHRC.
Yep.
That was that.
Or you had the CI because that was the era of carbureted fuel injection.
And a FLHR was just a standard bike. And if you ever see P, letter P, as in police, in it.
That's what it is.
It is a police bike.
Police.
I have people, I've talked to people that have gotten previous police bikes that have been completely customized. And I'll be like, oh, it was a police bike. And they'll go, no. And I'm like, it was. And they're like, no. And I'm like, but you have an FLHTP. I'm like, this was a police electric glide when it was made.
At birth, yes.
So, but pretty fun fact for anybody looking to get a early 2000 Road King and customize it. If you want to black it out, find you an FLRP.
Yep, because they're blacked out.
They're already blacked out from the factory.
Usually clapped out, but good to rebuild.
Yeah. And that P goes for anything. Even on the,
FLHTP.
FLHTP, the FXDP, which was the Dyna Defender.
I think it's FXDBP, right?
Did you say BP?
Yeah, I think it's FXDBP. I think it's street. I think they have a Street Bob police version. You're talking about early Dyna Defender.
Dyna Defender.
I think the twin cam one was the FXDBP. But yeah, the early Dyna Defender.
FXDP and FXRP.
Yep, which is the FXR version.
Yeah. No XLP. That I know of.
It is, but oh man, what is that one called?
Does someone make it though?
No, it's a
Harley made it.
Yeah, and I forget what it was for.
Well, technically, there's an RA 1250P, but Harley is not manufacturing that. Oh, there's also a FLTP now. We haven't seen one.
What?
Did you not know that? I don't know if it was new for 23 or 24.
What is that Sportster?
They introduced, Harley Davidson introduced a Road Glide Police.
I'm surprised they didn't do that earlier because the FXRP, I think, was at the time a successful unit because of the fixed fairing.
Well, I think with the RA 1250P, I think they're still I think that's coming, but I think there's a couple things they're trying to work out on their end with stuff that they've had going for a little while now. Type deal, because on the police bikes, it gets a little bit more chaotic and hectic because they're under contract to maintain motorcycles and stuff like that.
I was mistaken. There's not a Sportster P. I don't know what else.
Someone probably made one though, I'd imagine.
Who knows? Yeah. What's that? I don't even know. But test your might. Do you know what the designator is for that weird green, like dirt bike, military bike?
Oh,
I don't even know what that thing's called.
I saw it recently, actually. Lewis has actually rode the 350 version. We know a guy that has a 350 and a 500. Actually, not the same guy, but the guy that the bicycles came from.
Mm-hmm. Those things are cool.
He has one. So I think it's a MT350, MT500.
Okay. Let's ask Uncle G.
There are some that like I don't know right offhand, but it's like I'm sure I could figure it out.
Yes, MT500.
So there we go.
Nice. Finish him.
Get over here. Like the Screaming Eagle, like I don't know if it was the Screaming Eagle Dyna, but I think it was just the Screaming Eagle Dyna. Was it a wide glide though?
Oh no! Well, they did have the Screaming Eagle wide glide, which is that one we had in the shop for a little while, the red with the flames that had the little cafe V-rod fairing on it.
Yeah. So that was a wide glide then.
Yes, and they also had
it would have been an
Screaming Eagle
FXDWG SE.
FXDWG SE1, and then there was an SE2.
Well, then you had FXR1, FXR SE1, FXR SE2,
so initially
and FXR
when they did the Screaming
SE3.
Eagles, they numbered
Which
them.
I think with those was because they quit making FXRs, and then there's this gap, and all of a sudden they come back out with these 3 FXRs back to back years. I think Harley had a bunch of FXR frames still laying around and said, "Hey, I know what we can do."
Probably. I mean, yeah, that's especially when there's a demand for them. You know, you're like,
You talk about a rare motorcycle, though.
2000 FXR.
Well, I mean, just any of those, the FXR 1, 2s, or 3s.
For sure.
I've only seen 2 ever.
Really?
Keep in mind.
I've seen a lot of them actually, but they're
California.
everybody buys them and ships them out there. But you don't commonly see them. It's rare to see them in original paint form.
So both of them that I've seen was in original paint form. We had a guy when I worked at the other dealership south of us years ago. We're talking, this was when I was a very much used in the nomenclature. He had a bunch of stuff. He had a Survey car, which I cannot tell you what a Survey car is called. I think it has a S actually, because I think it was like a WLS or something like that. But he had a Survey car. He had a Mooglide. He had a 96 and a 97 Bad Boy.
Ooh, the Bad Boy's a good bike.
He had a FXRP. He had a FXR1, I think it was. His was yellow. Is that the
With
one or
like
the 2?
With like the 80s looking crossover,
Yeah.
green and pink and
Well,
racing
one of
flag.
them, like, it was one color each year. One year was red, one year was yellow, and I think another year was like silver.
I think you're thinking the red one was orange, I believe.
Or
So there's
orange.
an orange one, a yellow one. I think there's a green one, maybe.
Maybe it was green. He had a yellow one, which I think is the 2.
Yep.
So that was really cool to see that thing. He had a couple WLAs and stuff too. So he was he also collected like vintage military stuff. Period. So like vintage military guns. He had a flat fender Jeep.
Oh,
He
the
had-
WLA makes sense.
Yeah, he had a couple WLAs. So he had a regular WLA, and then he had a WLA with a sidecar.
Nice.
So
Nice. That's the guy that had the MT500.
he had a huge collection of bikes.
Yeah.
So, but I've always thought it'd be cool to find one of those MT500s. Apparently, they're like, I don't want to say they're worthless, but like to you or I, it would be super cool to have it.
Yeah.
To most people, though, they're just
Why
like,
would I want this?
I mean, you know,
Other than to look at it, maybe.
$4 or $5 for a running one, for a good running one.
Yeah.
To me, that's a good price. I'm like, heck yeah.
But if you look at it as like just a dirt bike, which most people are going to go, it's
Correct.
just an army green dirt bike with some cool cases on it.
Well, and even to some of the Harley purists, it's not truly a Harley because it's,
Yes, it looks like a dirt bike.
well, it's an Aramaki.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a interesting area.
It was
but that's kind of post AMF.
but
still,
it's
too.
post, yeah. It's an Aramaki bike, post Aramaki era.
Yeah. You know what I wish they would bring like full blown to the regular street market is those little, what is it, the XA?
Oh God, yeah.
350 and 500, right? The
Yeah.
training bikes or European
So
bikes.
Vance and Hines just released an exhaust for that.
Dude, I mean, think about the Grom market.
It's in our Vance and Hines Slim book
Think about the Grom market that you could tap into
or
with
the
that bike.
skinny book. So we just
Little
got the new
wheelie
skinny.
kids wheeling one of them little 350.
Dude, we just got the new skinny book, and Charlie's like, "Why is this in there?" And I was like,
Maybe we're
"Because
getting 'em."
we are the only ones that don't have it."
Maybe.
Like I don't know if Canada has it or Mexico has it, but like when you
give it to us.
when you go across the ocean, like every country has it.
Yeah. Well, I think so. They're probably holding back because what they did with the XG, like I think the United States market didn't really mess with it, but the European market loved it because it hits a lot of
I don't think,
regulation stuff.
right. I don't think the XG was the right bike for the American market.
Yeah, but that other one, the XAs, would be fun. Just
Well,
as
the
like
thing
a
about it
fun
is,
bike.
number one, technology's come so far
True.
since the XG came out. And I know we're talking like 6-7 years, but technology has come so far because like an XG 750 street rod,
It's actually a pretty cool bike.
it's still gutless.
Is it though? I mean, as compared to other 750s, like a GSXR 750, yeah, for sure.
No. Compare it to the KTM 390.
I don't know.
That KTM 390 would smoke it.
I'll take that race.
We can set up that race.
I know we have an XG at the shop, and
I think we have an XG
And
do.
street rod.
We do.
So.
We do. Let's drag race. See
So,
if Sean will let us.
I mean, dude, they were so severely underpowered. And there might have been stuff that you could do to get more power out of it, but like that 750 only had like 50 horsepower.
I don't know. It feels. I mean, I always have fun when I ride them, and I've ridden a lot of them because I replaced a lot of motors in the early ones.
Don't tell people that.
No, the Keyway was not a smart call with that. The Sprag works great.
Chain drive conversion takes a Ducati Multistrada front sprocket.
Okay. I mean, yeah, you could build trackers out of them and put them still back in the flat track with something they can race.
Yeah.
But yeah, those little bikes would be fun.
But those new 350s and 500s, there's a lot of people that are like Chinese made motorcycle, but there's a lot of people in our age group that are getting out there and they're exploring stuff like CF Moto and going, wow, these are really good bikes.
Yeah.
Honestly, like there's some people out there that are like, you know, diehard Harley people that they want the purest of Harleys, and that's cool.
And we got it.
And
come pick up your fat boy.
Yeah,
we got
for
it.
sure. And then there's other people like us who are just like, dude, if it's got 2 wheels and a motor, I'll take it around the block.
100%.
Let's go see what this thing can do, you know? And
100%.
Yeah, I'm like very rarely got on a motorcycle, unless it was just totally like beat down or otherwise like not running great, and been like, this is the worst thing ever. Like any good running motorcycle I've ever ridden, I consider it what it is. And I'm like, I'm having fun right now. Like my KLR, for instance.
I want to agree with you.
After getting off the Pan Am and getting on that, I was like, oh, this kind of sucks, but I'm still
Except
having
for
a good time.
one Harley nomenclature that we're not mentioning.
The VRSC,
Yeah. Yeah.
the Silver Bullet. Even the V-Rod though, when I take them out, if I'm going straight, I'm like, this is awesome.
A V-Rod. Okay. Like the V-Rod drag bikes and all that other stuff.
Oh, the Destroyer.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Okay. But the guy that's riding with me on his V-Rod and we're going to the Skyway and he's like, let's go do this. I'm like, I'll meet you on the other end.
Yeah, for sure.
For real.
You gotta be real with stuff like that. I will take back what I said earlier just slightly with the newest Fat Boy. Not my favorite ride. Just in terms of handling.
The fatter the front tire gets, the worse the handling gets.
But
And the front
nevertheless,
tire has gotten fatter through the years.
it has. And I think it's more of an aesthetic at this point than anything. But just
the guys
doesn't do
that,
it for me.
I think the people that buy it, I've never met anybody that's bought a Fat Boy and has been
I'm going up to California.
I've never met anybody that's bought a Fat Boy and they're like, this bike will beat you in the corner. Like, that's not the Fat Boy
That's not
customer.
the guy, yeah.
The guy that buys a Fat Boy 100% buys it for nostalgia purposes. You know, I would rock an Evo Fat Boy in a heartbeat.
Dude, the Terminator Fat Boy all day. I had one.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I really sad I had to sell.
Yeah, I would rock one of those in a heartbeat. The new Fat Boy, it's just going out for a cruise. It's a fantastic riding motorcycle.
And it looks pretty cool. And the power is there if you're going straight.
But I think it's, in my opinion, it's a second bike motorcycle.
For sure. Or if you don't really ride that much and you want more of a, I kind of don't want to call it a novelty piece, but something that you maybe ride around.
There's
just
a
on the
lot
weekend.
of people that
Can afford a novelty.
I call them Harley owners and not Harley riders.
Fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's the guy that, oh yeah, I've got a Harley in my garage. It's like I mean, I don't know if you've ever worked at a shop that wasn't motorcycle based.
I mean, I didn't always work on motorcycles, but not in the motorcycle career, no.
So, but like, you have a job, you got the factory job, and you ride your bike to work every day and stuff like that. And you find out the guy next to you, he's like, oh, I got a Harley. It's like, do you?
I never see it.
I've never seen your motorcycle. It's kind of like Charlie. Now, Charlie does ride. He just doesn't like riding to work. He said he doesn't like dealing with traffic. Mm. And like basically if he comes out of his house and goes left away from the shop, he's got awesome riding. Mm. But he also has one of like the worst areas to commute through. Yeah. So he's just like, I just
in lane sharing
don't ride
here. It would be awesome if it were.
Yeah. So, but like that, I mean, that's the thing. Waldo got that damn Suzuki.
Oh, he said that was his dream bike, like one of his dream bikes. I'm like, go you.
He's been commuting on that thing.
I think he took it home now because he had his Road King today. He came in on the BMW and then he took the Road King home. Okay. I think Patty's bringing him to work tomorrow so he can take the BMW back home. Okay. But he is going to commute on it to save miles on his Road King. Because he decided to buy it instead of build his Road King motor, which is like close to 100,000 miles. Like 80 some odd thousand. Okay. He wants to rebuild it. So he's going to commute on the DRZ. No, I think it's cool. I do the same shit. I'm like so bad at that. I'll just like wear something out and just buy a new bike. Make me happy again.
But does the Road King need to get rebuilt?
I don't. No, I don't ride it. I mean, I've ridden it one time, I think, but he seems to think it does. And
I mean, I figured in another 25,000 miles, which we don't have to wait 25,000 miles. We'd run a bore scope down my spark plug hole to see what kind of carbon buildup I'm getting. But I mean, I've seen guys, pull off the heads and like clean the heads and clean the pistons and stuff it back in and go. I mean,
I don't think Waldo's that kind of guy.
Like if you're not getting blow by or anything like that.
That's a very weird thing with motor people. And I mean, I lean one way for professional reasons, but like in my own stuff, might do some things that most people would frown upon. But like the modern technician, generally speaking, has been like trained to believe that engines need to be surgically sterile of all stuff before you can put it back together, even if it's been ran for 80,000 miles, let's say. You could definitely take apart an 80,000 mile motor and tidy some things up and put it back together and get a ton of more miles out of it.
Even at 75 or 80,000 miles, even if I had a lot of carbon buildup, if the bike's running, I'm just going to be a little down on power. It's not
right. But like there's so many people that think like, oh, look, it's got a couple scratches. You need to replace everything. Might as well just buy a new motor. And you're like, what? No, dude, just put some drinks in it, ball hone it, clean it up, send it.
You'll be fine.
You ain't telling me anything.
No, I know.
When was the last time my bike was washed?
I know. I think people forget a lot that like they will still run for quite a long time.
And I have people all the time that like the way they act is, since my bike has not like been detailed, Like, how is it even still together? I'm like, because
I check the important stuff.
my bike is mechanically sound, and Ryan can tell you, because if I ever think I hear something or man, it felt weird, I will make sure, I'll be like, hey Ryan, will you take a look at this?
I would rather see a dirty bike with correct tire pressure than the cleanest bike with 5 psi in the front and rear tires cruising in like Mr. Cool Guy, I'm like, bro, put some air in your tires, at least the guy with the dirty bike, generally speaking, that's got full tire pressure and topped off oil is...
I had a conversation not long ago about tread wear on a tire with somebody, and I was talking about, you don't need to go past 330 seconds, and they're like, oh, you still got plenty of tread at 330 seconds. You can go way past that.
I mean, can you? Yes. Is it safe to? It's maybe arguable. I say not always, but it depends on your skill level.
330 seconds is the recommended time to replace your tire.
For sure. And there's definitely, there's arguments that could be made that, like, yes, there's still some tread on there. It's probably still safe to toot around on, but it depends on the skill set of the rider and what they're doing, the conditions they're riding in, but definitely good tires are the best. And if you can afford it, do it, if you can't afford it, do it as soon as you can.
Something happened at work today that I was extremely happy about. This customer had brought in a couple tires, and, tires sitting on a shelf, it's hard to go, hey, you don't want to run that tire, because they could be sitting in like a perfect condition and the date code really hasn't affected them that much.
That's another real gray area.
Right, but rubber does break down no matter the condition or anything like that. But a guy had brought in some tires that he had bought that were the original white wall stamp tires.
Oh, yeah.
That were like brand new, still wrapped in the plastic.
From like 96.
And I'm like, those are some stupid cool tires. I remember those tires. But then immediately I start hearing Waldo and Jathan talking to the guy, explaining to him about date code and stuff like that. And I was like, that made me so happy to hear. Like, good job. And they were, it wasn't like hey, we're not going to run those tires. They were just like, hey, let's have a conversation here.
Yeah.
Because
maybe he's putting it in his shop. And
right.
He just wants to display with that correct tire.
And it's a situation, just so anybody listening, we're not saying we wouldn't put them on, but you're probably going to be signing something saying, hey, we've had this conversation, those tires are out of date and all this other stuff. Yeah. And that was the conversation that they were having. But they were very nicely explaining, what date code meant and how to read date code and those types of things.
Yeah.
So,
for sure. Yeah. Tire pressure, date code. One thing I noticed, I'm coming out here because it rains so much more, is water displacement on certain tires is significantly better than others.
Yeah.
And then like long-term center patch wear, a lot of people don't know about dual and triple compound tires. So there's a lot you can go into with that too.
I see.
Tires also have letter designators for size in some brands like MU, MT.
Yeah. No, I busted that out the other day to you. We were having that conversation. Yeah. Well, I said something about, it was when we were talking about the Springers.
Oh, yeah.
And I said something about an MU tire.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was putting the front tire on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I said something about an MU, and you just kind of looked at me because that's not something that you hear people knowing about.
For sure. But for those of you who don't know, in the motorcycle tire, I don't know about car tires, but possibly. I can't speak to that. If you see a tire with, like a MU 9016, that would mean that the MU stands for the width of the tire. Whereas like you would normally see like a 130 9019.
Is it an MU 90? I thought it was an MU 85.
It probably is MU. MT90,
MT90, MU 85.
Yeah. So MT90 would be a 130/90.
What about a MM90?
Oof, I don't know. Is that a breakout tire?
No, that's a 90/90. 90/90 21.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's like the super skinny. It's a bicycle tire.
Yeah. Or small dirt bike.
I don't think dirt bikes use it.
Well, Harleys have an 80, 90, 21, the Dunlop. It's real skinny, but
I don't know that tire.
the regular D series Dunlop that comes on like the Sportster 21 or like the FX Softails.
I thought those all were running like 100s.
No, a 121 is actually thicker than that. So most of them are at 90, 90, 21 or 80, 90, 21.
So I was running on my Deluxe, I was running a wide 21. So I was actually running
Like a 130 or 120.
120.
Yeah, that's better.
It was like
on a Deluxe.
I think like a 120, 55, 21 or something like that.
I can't tell you how many smoked 21-inch front wheels I've seen on baggers and Softails because they put an 80, 90, 21 on a wide or a 90, 90, 21 on a wide, like a 3-inch, and try to stretch it, and it's like a low profile. They hit a speed bump and their wheel is just tacoed.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
Yeah. Well, it's just like the, not saying there's stuff you could do to prevent it from happening, but like hitting a pothole.
Yeah.
There are some things that you can do to help prevent wheel or tire damage.
For sure. And having proper suspension setup.
And, right. But
which we may or may not be talking about in the future.
At the end of the day, you could still end up having an issue. I know someone that had an issue that they are very particular about making sure everything is taken care of. And they ended up with a bent wheel. Now, at the same time, it wasn't like an insanely bent wheel. It had a slow leak. But, proper tire pressure, making sure that the fork fluid is taken care of and those types of things.
Yep.
So.
Tire profile also, yeah.
Yeah. The other thing too that I see that people don't ever think about, and I'm sure you see it as with the tire changing, is how many people come in and they're getting their rear tire changed, and it's like, this tire has some bad cupping.
Oh yeah, I see it a lot with front tires too, because maybe because they're more exposed typically, but yeah, people forget the front tire a lot. With changing, adding air.
I feel it's easier to put air in the front tire than it is the rear.
There's like some weird rule that like on a bagger specifically, the valve stem has to be all the way at the top, no matter when you're going to check the air. Like no matter where you just parked it, the valve stem is going to be up underneath the saddlebags, under the weight. Yeah,
you always have to roll it. I'm kind of bad about checking tire pressure, but at the same time, I think I ride my bike enough to, like, if I'm pulling out, just moving across the parking lot, I'm like, I can tell you if, there's been bikes that we've had traded in that haven't made it through service yet. They're, it's a clean bike. I'm going to picture it. And I'll take it out the picture, and even before I even get out, I'm like,
this has 5 pounds.
This has low pressure. Low pressure.
There's 5 psi in this front tire.
Yeah. Well, I did that the other day on the XR. If you remember that. Yeah. Did I tell you what the final result was?
It was like 8 and 11 or something.
Oh no, it was 3.5 on the front.
Oh Jeez. Man, that's a flat tire. That's a straight up flat tire.
So 3.5 on the front. Those knobbies. I have a pretty strong sidewall. So 3.5 on the front, and I think I had like 8 in the rear.
Throw a bike pump on it at least. A bicycle, just like a few, just something.
It runs to work fine.
At least a dirt bike has good suspension though, so you can get away with running on.
Yeah.
A couple miles down the road on flat tire.
Well, Ryan, I want to thank you for coming out, talking about Alphabet Soup.
For sure. Do your research, folks.
I went on a learning journey.
I need to.
It's definitely a learning journey.
I need to refresh.
If you have questions, you're like, hey, this is what it says my bike is, but this is what they told me it is, send it to me. And
let's check it out.
Yeah, I'll tell you, because I've seen that.
I have a Super Glide, but it has a lowrider paint set on it. So if Dynas, you look at the dash and you're like, that's not right.
Well, I've seen like that. I've seen an FXDL, and people be like, "Oh, it's a wide glide," and I'm like, "No, it's just got a wide glide tank and dash on it because it has the switch."
Yeah.
And I hate switches on dynos. Not there. It's not that I hate the switch on the dash on a dyno. I hate it because no matter what dyno I'm getting on, I'd always reach in the wrong spot.
It's been, yeah.
It's like it's on the dash. It's on the left side.
It's on the
right. Yeah, or it's on the neck. Yeah, I know of 4 different places.
Or it's on the coil.
Yeah, well, so the 14 lowrider we have at the shop, it's on the coil. But the 03 wide glide's on the dash. The 02 super glide is behind the battery.
Yeah. Street
and then
bobs,
some of them
later street bobs are the ones where they started with it on the neck.
Which I would rather have either on the coil or on the dash because I don't like having my key.
See, being a chopper guy, I like it behind the battery because I'm used to having mine on my Sportster like down low and behind me, so it's like kind of natural to reach back and kick it off. But yeah, dash knob, or I used to be a hater, but like just the run stop switch off is actually it's pretty clutch.
I like the run stop switch. It messes me up though having that because I get on so many bikes and I'm like, click, and it's like
it doesn't do anything. Like,
it happens to me with Sportsters all the time. Newer Sportsters. Because it's like there's some point in time and it doesn't even seem to add up. It's like I could be on like a 21 iron.
And it's got the key here.
And it's got a key, and then I can get on a 21 iron and it's a flip switch. And then I'll get on a 22 iron, it's got a key. And it's like there's no consistency here.
Maybe they had a lot of leftover ignitions there trying to. So we're just gonna throw a few of these in.
Hey everybody, this is Sean at White Lightning Harley Davidson. I want to thank you for listening to the Daily Biker Podcast. You can reach the podcast on Facebook or Instagram at The Daily Biker, or you can email the podcast at thedailybiker@gmail.com. Be sure to keep an eye on White Lightning Harley Davidson's social media pages for the most up-to-date information on all our events and where you can find the boys.